in the men's rings. So no surprises to see those three have a successful day. And again, Barbosa in action in the floor and Hippolito in the men's vault. And the only real shock of the day, Stefan, was in the men's pommel horse. So Johnny Perez of Colombia taking the gold ahead of Max Whitlock of Great Britain.
Yeah.
And Samares of Portugal taking a bronze.
Yeah, that was quite surprisingly. Haven't seen him take a gold medal ever before in a World Cup competitions. And we had Whitlock doing a routine, not the best that he can do. Always with a high difficult level, but his execution yesterday wasn't on top.
Unfortunately for Max Whitlock, he is not competing today. So he had to make do with another silver medal in the pommel horse, and no gold as it was expected of him. Well, we are about to be introduced to the finalists here on the second day in Portugal. And it will be the men's vault and the women's beam, the first two disciplines of the day, as the gymnasts are being led out into the middle of the floor.
Yeah, these are the first 2 out of 5 apparatus today. Beam and vault for men to start with, and then we will have the women's floor final and men's P-bars and high bar. High bar that some people call the king of the apparatus, very spectacular, and we look forward to see that final.
Absolutely. Saw Arthur Zanetti of Brazil, who no doubt is the king of the men's rings. Performed wonderfully well again yesterday, backing up the claim of why he took the gold medal in the Olympics in London last year.
Some interesting names here in the beam final, of course, Jade Barbosa, who competed very good yesterday, but I would look very carefully into the 2 Romanians, Larissa Iordache and Bulimar, and of course Xunsong Shang from China, who had the highest score in the qualification. There we see Iordache from Romania.
And both of those Romanians, of course, are part of the Romanian team, taking a bronze medal in the London Olympics last year. Picked up from where they left off last year. And as you've just touched on, Stefan, should be in and around the medals once again here today.
Finalistas em saltos, vault finalists. Do Chile, representing Chile, Henrique Sepúlveda.
Disappointing women's unevens bars yesterday for Xunsong Shang of China. Was tipped to get a gold medal perhaps. 14.175 her score, falling at her first attempt on the bars.
Representing Canada, Scott Morgan.
Here the starting gymnast in the men's vault final, Hippolito here, who took the gold in the men's floor competition yesterday. That's someone to really point out, together with Enrique Sepulveda from Chile, with the highest score in the qualification, 15.45, 0.4 ahead of Hippolito in the qualification.
Well, we've just seen the last male who has been showcased to us. Matthias Fahrig of Germany taking a silver yesterday behind Hippolito in the men's floor. Again, it wouldn't be no surprise to see those two again on the winners' podium at the end of the day.
Ana Filipa Martin here from Portugal wasn't among the top 8 in the qualification. She finished on 12th place, but as the organizing country, Portugal can put in one gymnast with getting a wild card, and they choose to put in her in the beam final. Starting the routine there with an aerial walkover into a split leap. Back handspring, and the back layout step out. Combination of 3 acrobatic skills in a row gives her 0.2 extra as combination bonus. Small balance mistake on that C pirouette. Tour Chaté, another gymnastic C skill on beam. Here 2 leaps in a combination, that's a composition requirement. 2 gymnastic skills combined, one of them has to be in 180 degrees split position. Scissor leap into a back tucked, a CC combination gives her an extra 0.1. Tucked side aerial, or also called a Japanese. And finishing the routine there with a back layout with a double twist, ending the routine with a C skill, not a D skill as required. Losing a few tenths there, not fulfilling the last requirement completely. You get 0.3 for ending the routine with a C skill, 0.5 if you finish with a D skill. But a good start in the beam competition.
So the first gymnast up and running here, Filipa Martins of Portugal, the reigning national champion in her country. Bringing the public off the edge of their seats with a very solid performance.
2003 a primeira finalista portuguesa num campeonato da Europa de séniores, onde terminou no 15º lugar na final all-around, depois de brilhante 11º lugar nas qualificações. Foi medalha de bronze
She
em
has
solo
a
na Taça
few
do Mundo na
finals
Eslovénia.
from
Campeã
before
nacional
in
all-around
World
em
Cup
todos os
competitions. A 6th place on
Filipa
beam
Martins,
as her best
15,
result
with 17
from
years old
Cottbus
gymnast.
earlier this year.
She was bronze medal on floor in Slovenia's World Cup and national champion all around.
Well, we saw yesterday one of the home favourites getting themselves a bronze medal, Gustavo Simares on the men's pommel horse. A good start by the reigning national champion. It remains to be seen whether she'll get another medal like Simares yesterday.
There again the C dismount, the back layout with double twist. Martin's D score in the qualification was 5.3.
Well, again today, as it was yesterday, a good turnout here in Anadia, Portugal. An event that really has captured the imagination of this very small city in the northwest part of Portugal. And a 13.400 for Martins.
That's a little bit better than what she scored in the qualification. 13.025 was her score when she qualified.
So the men's vault final start list: Diego Hipólito of Brazil, the favourite for this competition,
Em saltos
will be
do
first
Chile,
up.
on vault representing Chile, Henrique Sepúlveda.
First competitor, Sepúlveda, who had the highest score in the qualification. Starting here with a double pike Tsukahara. High difficult value, 6.0. What's new this year after the Olympic Games last year in London is that they have taken down all the D scores on men's vault. All the vaults are lowered 1 full point. This was in the old code 7-0 volt. Now it's a 6-0 volt. But it's very well executed, and we will have a high first score for Enrique Sepulveda.
He's only 27 years old.
Sepulveda yesterday, a disappointing men's floor performance, finishing up in 7th position. 13.925 given by the judges.
Yes, but then he had a fall on a very difficult combination, back layout, 1.5 twist punch, double tucked front. And that costed him a medal yesterday. Now he has to perform a second vault that has to be different. And then the average score of the 2 vaults will count as his final result.
3 different winners so far in this event, in France, Cottbus and in Doha. As it has been in the silver medal position as well as the bronze.
The score for Sepulveda's first vault, 15.325. Strong start. Here comes the second vault now. Yushchenko vault with the back layout, trying to go for a triple twist, but didn't perfectly complete the twist there. Landed somewhere around 2 3/4. We will see what the judges will give him for that. Took a pretty good landing, even though he landed a bit sideways. But we will for sure have a lower score here. You can see there he has not completed the twist when he lands.
Well, he is the only gymnast flying the flag for Chile out there today. So we await the score given to him by the judges. Another Romanian competitor about to take to the women's beam. Her companion here, who's also part of the team that took bronze in the London Olympics.
Yes, Diana Bulimar, a very interesting name in this beam final. 17 years old, will be 18 in August. Strong start. Tucked front, D skill on beam. Beam was her best apparatus at the Olympics in London. Didn't make it to the beam final, but she was on 10th place in the qualification. Aerial walkover, slightly bent legs. Side aerial. A pirouette must be in the beam routine. That's a composition requirement. Johnson leap, well performed. Split leap and a saison to fulfill the requirement of 2 gymnastic skills. And a very nice dismount, 2 times back handspring and a double pike back, finishing the routine with an E dismount.
A good record in this competition for the Romanian gymnasts. Her former teammate, Marisa Iordache, taking the gold medal in Doha. Bulimar taking a gold in Doha on the floor. And our fellow Romanian taking a silver.
Here again the combination into the dismount. Takes a very good landing, sticking the dismount.
Em saltos da Letónia, On vault representing Latvia, Vitalijs Kordasovs.
Sipuldeva of Chile, 14.925. Not good enough to take him to the top of the leaderboard.
Vitali Kardasov from Latvia, starting his competition here with the handspring double tucked front. Roche vault. Difficult value 5.6. Good height. Separates the legs quite much there to increase the rotation. You can see it there. And the judges see that as well and will take some deduction for that as well as for the big step in the landing. 8 judges are giving him his score. 2 of them, the D judges, are just looking at the difficult value. 6 are giving the E scores.
14.650 for Bulimar of Romania.
28 years old.
Solid start by the young gymnast.
That's much better than what she did in the qualification, where she only scored 13.725, which placed her on a 6th place in the qualification. But luckily for her, they start from 0 today.
Well, the Latvian about to have his 2nd attempt in this the men's vault final. And like Sepulveda of Chile, he is the only gymnast here representing Latvia.
2nd vault here. Sukahara layout, double twist. Or a Kasamatsu full twist, if you want to call it that. Good body line. Legs pasted together, just a small step in the landing. Well executed 2nd vault. A bit low on the D score though.
Well, here is the lady that really has been on everybody's lips so far in Portugal. Jay Barbosa of Brazil. Successful day yesterday on the women's vault. And so far she has yet to have success in this campaign in 2013 on the beam. So here are the scores for the Latvian. 14.587.
On beam representing Brazil.
That's the average score for Kardasovs. Barbosa starting here with a round off and a back layout step out to mount the beam. Round off and the back layout, which is an E skill, but the judges are very strict. When they judge that skill, should be completely straight in the hip line. Johnson leap, half twist. On beam as well as on floor, the gymnast can maximum count 5 acrobatic skills, and they must count at least 3 gymnastic skills into their D score. The girls are only counting their 8 most difficult skills to come up with the D score. On the men's side, they count the 10 most difficult skills. So far, no mistakes from Barbosa. Round off back handspring, and the double piked back ends the routine for Barbosa. Good job there.
As touched on, yet to get a medal in the balance beam. We've already had one Romanian gymnast lock down a solid score in Diana Bulimar. Still have Larissa Iodace left to come in this competition. Is that performance good enough to get her first medal so far this campaign?
I don't really think so. I think the difficult value of this routine is a little bit too low. She did a solid routine, good execution, but she needs a higher D score to have a chance for a medal. Well, of course, Irdake and Shang has to stay on the beam, but anything can happen on this apparatus.
Samuel Mikulak of the United States of America, his first attempt on the vault. Good day yesterday for the American, taking bronze on the men's floor. 15.100, just behind the German Matthias Fahrig in second place.
Yeah, and here we see him start with a very nice first vault. Sukahara layout, 2.5 twist, difficult score 5.6.
We have had American success in the men's vault. Cutbus, Jacob Dalton taking the gold. Ahead of the Russian Mikhail Kudashov.
Third place all around and second place on parallel bars in USA Nationals 2012.
So the second attempt for the American. 14.925. So far is the yardstick.
Second vault now. Handspring front layout, 1.5 twist. Solid second vault. Mikulak made it to the vault final at the Olympic Games in London last year, finishing on 5th place. Coming a little bit to the side, as you can see here, jumping outside of the landing zone, and you might have seen the red flag coming up, so he will have a 0.1 penalty.
14.025 for Barbosa, looking well satisfied with the score given by the judges. The only Belgian gymnast about to attempt the women's beam for the first time. Julie Croquette didn't compete yesterday.
Croquette is 19 years old, has had some injury problems, was very good as a junior. Then she was away for a while recovering from an injury, but it's really nice to see her back again. Back handspring and the back layout, falling there on that difficult E-skill. That's a full point deduction.
So not the start the Belgian would have wanted, falling at the first attempt on the beam.
Aerial walkover and a split leap, combination of a D skill and an A skill, gives her an extra 0.1. Going for a C pirouette, but she must hold the leg up high longer than that. You can't take down the leg sideways. Scissor leap, half twist, a D skill on beam, and then a tucked side aerial. 2 times back handspring and the double pike back. Finish there for Julie Croquet.
Esta ginasta de 18 anos de idade foi quarta classificada na trave e quinta no solo e ainda décima
Here
segunda
again,
no
the
all-around
back
dos Campeonatos
handspring
da
and the
Europa de
back
2011.
layout.
Em 2012 foi oitava no
She
solo e
falls.
13ª no
The
all-around
beam
dos
is
Campeonatos
5
da Europa.
meters long, but only 10 centimeters wide. 1 meter and 25 centimeters high if you take the measure from the floor, but you have 20 centimeters of mats underneath. Here again the E dismount, landing with the upper body quite deep.
USA, baby.
4-6-2 for Mikulak of the United States of America.
Let's keep it going.
And that
2 more
performance
to go.
is good enough to put him in second place in the current standings. The only male Canadian gymnast, Scott Morgan, is about to start his first attempt on the men's vault. Yet to get anywhere near a medal so far this campaign.
On vault, representing Canada, Scott Morgan.
And some solid scores on the scoreboard already. And this man most certainly needs one of those.
Starting with the handspring front layout double twist, difficult score 5.6. Took a good landing on that first vault, even though the second flight phase wasn't very high. Quite bent arms on the vaulting table. Doesn't get a good punch on the table, but still he takes a pretty good landing.
This gymnast is 24 years old. In 2011 was national champion on rings, second
13.025
place on
for
floor,
the
and
Belgian.
third place on vault.
Falling at her first attempt, resulting in a low score given by the judges. So far in this competition, it is the first jump from Sepulveda of Chile. That is the standout score at the moment, and we still have in the second half of this competition 3 men who could consider themselves the favourite to get the medals once again.
14.775, the score for Scott Morgan's first vault. Second vault comes here. Sukahara layout, 2.5 twists. Difficult score, 5.6. Better height in this second vault, but more deductions on the style. Slightly bent legs. Could point his toes a little bit better. And also he comes a little bit to the side. Red flag coming up there.
Ekaterina Baturina of Russia, the final female in the women's balance beam.
And this is an interesting new name from Russia, only 16 years old, so first year senior.
On beam representing Russia, Ekaterina Baturina.
Was 7th in the qualification with the score 13.725. Needs to do better than that if she should have a chance for a medal. Round off and the back layout. Once again, second gymnast falling on that difficult skill. Aerial walkover, split leap. Side aerial. There she did a quite serious mistake. Didn't combine the two leaps there, the split leap and the wolf jump. If she doesn't put in some extra leaps now in the routine, she will lose 5/10. Scissor leap there. She had the chance there to do an extra leap after that scissor leap, but she didn't do it. Sheep jump, D-skill on beam. And the double pike back to finish. Nice dismount, but she did two quite expensive mistakes here in this routine. Falling once at the full point deduction, and then she didn't have one of the composition requirements, combining two gymnastic skills. We'll see here if we get to see that again. And I can point it out for you. There, the back layout, even more difficult when you come from a round off. It's very easy to come a little bit to the side as you turn, half twist in the round off. But a very nice, clean, double piked back to finish.
So Ekaterina Baturina of Russia putting in a good performance for the 17-year-old. And a good scoreline there it was for Scott Morgan of Canada. Enough to put him into second place at the midway point of the men's vault.
And we now have some warm-up time for the second half of the competing gymnasts.
So still to come in the men's vault, we still have Hippolyto, as well as the German Matthias Fahrig. So some good scores by the first half on the men's vault. Scott Morgan put it in a solid performance, as he did in qualifying.
Yeah, Scott Morgan was 7th in the qualification with a score of 14.575. So he did a bit better, but we should remember that we have 3 gymnasts remain in the competition who was among the top 4 in the qualification. Hippolyto Berbekar from Romania and Matthias Fahrig, Germany. So this is still a very open competition. Hippolyto here, ready.
Em saltos
His
do
first
Brasil,
vault.
on vault representing
Second best
Brazil,
in the
Diego
qualification.
Hipólito.
Had a higher score in the qualification than we've had from Sepulveda here in the final. First vault. Sukahara layout, 2.5 twist. As always, very good style. Perfect body position in the vault. Had a little balance mistake or small problems in the landing. You can see it here. Landing on a quite straight left leg.
Este ginasta com 27 anos é bicampeão do mundo em solo.
That
This
can
gymnast
go really
is
bad,
37
but
years old, is 2 times world champion on
we're
floor.
glad to see that Hippolyto is ready to do a second vault.
So the young 17-year-old Russian, 12.350.
Yes, and that's a very low score, lower than the score we had from Julie Croquet, 13.025, and that can be explained by the fall and for not putting together those gymnastic skills that I mentioned.
At 17 years of age, wasn't part of a very successful campaign in last year's Olympics for Russia. Sure to be around when the Olympics reaches Rio de Janeiro. So the second attempt on the vault for Hipólito of Brazil.
Yushchenko vault, round off to enter the springboard, half twist onto the vaulting table, and then a front layout with double twist. Here we see it again. Not the good style that we saw on the first vault, bending the legs a bit in the twist, as you can see there. But he takes a pretty good landing, just a small step backwards. I don't think this is enough to beat Sepulveda today.
But the crowd are waiting in anticipation for one of the favourites here in the women's beam final.
On beam from Romania,
Larisa
Larisa
Ordache.
Iordache.
Again, part of the bronze medalists in the London Olympics, and so far so good, taking a gold in Doha in this event.
Difficult start here in the routine. Back tucked with full twist. Another full twist there, this time in layout position. That's a G skill. Can't get more difficult than that. Nice C pirouette with the leg held up high. Scissor leap and a scissor leap half twist. Aerial walkover into a split leap and another split leap to get the combination of two gymnastic skills. Tucked side aerial. And finishing there with a triple twist.
A 14.650 is the score to beat, accomplished by her fellow teammate Diana Bulimar, the first gymnast to take to the balance beam.
Yes, and I can say that the performance, the execution from Bulimar was a bit better than what we saw here from Iordache, but her difficult level is pretty high. So it just might be enough
Esta ginasta tem 17 anos.
take the
Campeã da
first
Europa de
place.
trave em 2013, campeã da Europa all around.
Iordache's
em
score in the
2012, e ainda
qualification
medalha de
was
bronze olímpicos de Londres
14.625.
This gymnast is 17 years old, gold medal on European Championship on beam in 2013, all-around European champion in 2012, team bronze medal in the Olympics of London.
Well, here is another fine competitor, Igor Radivilov of the Ukraine. A good day yesterday on the men's rings, just missing out on the bronze medal.
Nos saltos da Ucrânia,
Chance to
on
put that
vault,
right today
representing
on
Ukraine,
the vault.
Igor Radivilov.
It's our first attempt for the Olympic bronze medalist last year in London.
Beautiful start there from Radivilov. The vault called Dragulescu, handspring double tucked front, half twist. Difficult score 6.0.
So far in this campaign, the Ukrainian has yet to get himself on the winner's podium. But as you've rightly said, that is a fantastic start.
Beautiful height. Separates the leg a little bit, but sticking the landing perfectly. And this will for sure be the highest score we've seen this far in the competition.
14.925. Sepulveda of Chile. Score to beat as we await the judges' scores given to Diego Hipólito of Brazil. 14.825 for the Brazilian, and he moves into second place with that score.
Then we should remember that the score for Sepulveda, 14.925, was his average score. He scored 15.325 for the first vault. His second vault wasn't that good.
$15.650 for the Romanian.
And there we see the effect of having a very high D score that takes her up on first place.
Really has excelled in this competition, the 17-year-old from Romania.
15.5 for Radivilov's first vault. That's the highest score we've had this far. Second vault comes here. Up! Double piked Sukahara. Another 6.0 vault, but not that good on the landing this time. Over-rotates. Quite incredible that you even can over-rotate a vault this difficult. Good height. Could have opened up a little bit more early.
This gymnast is 20 years old. Bronze medal on vault and fourth team place in the
Piked position.
European champion on rings
Fighting to
in
avoid a fall, but
and winner of 3 World Cups.
puts a hand in the mat and he will get quite big deductions for that landing.
Yoi Tam of Singapore.
Representing Singapore, Jing Ying Tan.
Fifth in the qualification with a score 13.875. Shouldn't have a D score high enough to be a threat to the two Romanians on top. But she has started in a very good way. Perfectly landed. Back layout, step out. Oh, falling there on the tucked side aerial. Second fall there. And that D leap, scissor leap with half twist. Beautiful sheep jump, another D skill. Struggle there to avoid a third fall. And finishing with a C dismount, front layout, full twist.
Didn't participate yesterday in any disciplines. The only gymnast representing Singapore out there today. And as you've rightly said, Stefan, a performance surely not good enough to hurt the gymnast currently occupying the top 3 positions.
Irdake Bulimar Barbosa, that's the top 3 right now. But we still wait for Song Chang, China, who had the highest score in the qualification. 15.0, needs to be a lot better than that to beat Irdake.
So another Romanian gymnast in the men's vault. Marius
Em
Berbecar.
saltos da Roménia, on vault representing Romania, Marius Berbecar.
First vault comes here. Handspring double tucked front, Roche vault, difficult score 5-6. Good start from Berbecar, who was third in the qualification.
He is the only Romanian gymnast on the male side out there this week.
Este ginasta de 28 anos foi sexto lugar em paralelas nos Campeonatos do Mundo de 2011 e medalha de prata por equipas nos Europeus de 2012. His gymnast is 28 years old, sixth place on parallel bars in the World Championship of 2011, team silver medal on European Championship of 2012.
A chance again for the Romanian to take a breath. Looking to navigate his second attempt. And he really does have some good scores to beat. Well, here are the judges' scores for the gymnast from Singapore. 11.650, well down on the rest of the gymnasts, and she is currently in last place with that score, the young 19-year-old.
14.675, the score for Berbecar's first vault. Second vault comes here, Sukahara layout, double twist. I don't think that will be a threat to the top three gymnasts. Sepulveda, Hypolito and Radivilov. Quite good second vault. A bit too low on the D score though, needs a more difficult second vault.
So Kim Bui of Germany participated in both the female events yesterday. The women's uneven bars, finishing in a disappointing sixth place with 13.175. And just missing out on the medals yesterday in the women's vault, finishing in fourth place behind Brazil's Adriana Gomez.
Em trave da Alemanha, on beam representing Germany, Kim Bui.
Difficult start here. Round off, back layout step out, and a second back layout step out. A D skill as a mount, a C skill on the beam. Second C skill there with a back piked. Scissor leap and a scissor leap half twist. Nice side aerial. No major mistakes this far from Kim Bui. Tucked side aerial, very well performed. The maximum time to be on the beam is 1 minute and 30 seconds. Now she must hurry up. And she finished with a very nice double pike back.
But still, at the moment, it is the two Romanians out in front. Larissa Iodace with a wonderful score, 15.65, and her teammate Diana Bulimar holding down the silver medal position with 14.650. A solid performance again by the German, and still one female gymnast left to compete. Song Shang of China.
Paralelas nos Campeonatos da Europa de 2011 e quarta classificada em 2012.
Bui was on 8th place in the qualification with the score 13.65. This was a pretty good performance, but probably not high enough on the D score.
14.412 for Berbikar of Romania. A solid first outing for the Romanian. Well, here is a man who most definitely has the tools to get himself another medal.
Em saltos da Alemanha, on vault representing Germany, Matthias Fahig.
Took a silver medal yesterday in the men's floor, just missing out on gold to Hippolyto.
Here comes Matthias Fahig's first vault. Roche vault, very well executed. Difficult score 5.6. Good height, good landing, just a small step backwards. But we will have a good first score for Matthias Fahig. There you see again how he separates the legs quite much. And that's to increase the rotation.
So far it still is the first attempt on the vault that is the standout score. Enrique Sepulveda of Chile, 14.925. Well, here are the scores for the German. 13.750. Another solid score. But as it stands at the moment, she's going to be disappointed and miss out on a medal once again in this, her third discipline of the weekend. So a disappointing end for one German. Fahig has a second attempt to try and get his country a medal here today.
14.725 for the first vault, needs to do better than that for a medal. Sukahara layout, 2.5 twist. Same D score as for the first vault, 5.6. But it was a little bit messy, this vault. Slightly bent legs, as we can see here in the twist, and jumping outside of the landing zone. If you step outside of the white line with one foot, it's a 0.1 penalty. If you step out with both feet, it's a 0.3 penalty.
Well, here is China's Song Chan in her first attempt on the balance beam.
On beam representing China,
Bronze medalist yesterday in the uneven bars.
Scissor leap into a ring leap. Back handspring, back layout. Beautifully performed. Tucked front, wolf jump, and the corbut. Double pirouette. That's a D skill on beam. First small balance mistake. Scissor leap and a back tucked CC combination. to get some combination bonus. Side aerial and a saison. And a nice finish. Round off and a double piked backends routine for Shang.
The bronze medal yesterday. Another clean performance. We wait to see what the judges think of that score and whether it was good enough to split or either beat the two Romanians currently occupying the first and second place.
17 years old.
So the final gymnast just locked down another good performance on the women's balance beam.
Xunsong Shang scored 15.0 in the qualification with a D score of 6.5. Execution score was 8.5. The D score for Iordake was 6.6.
14.587 for Matthias Fahrig of Germany. And it is the gold medal that has gone to the first attempt. And it is Enrique Sepúlveda of Chile, who's put in a fine performance today, and it is he who's taken gold.
Yes, very interesting now to see what the judges thinks about Xunsong Shang's performance on beam. She's the only gymnast with a D score that could do anything about Larissa Iordake's first place.
So no gold today for Diego Hipólito of Brazil. He has to make do with a bronze medal this time. And he is the second Brazilian in the last 3 meetings this campaign to take a bronze in this competition. Ciao Campos Souza taking the bronze in Cottbus.
Here again we see the winning gymnast, Enrique Sepúlveda's first vault, double piked Sukahara. That wasn't the best vault in the competition. The best vault was the first vault for Radzivilov, but it's the average score that counts as the final result. And as Radzivilov